Hey, welcome in for another video. It's Jeff with PicknProsper. This morning we're going to be hitting up the Goodwill Outlet store, and we were down here a couple, maybe 3 weeks ago, so it's time to hit it again. Try to get some inventory. What I'm trying to look for is anywhere from 30 to 50, 60 items, if that's possible, to resell. That's what we're going to do. And down here you pay by the pound. I believe it's $1.99 a pound now. So you still get a good buy cost if you can find anything good to resell. So we're gonna take a look and give it a try. I have a special day because I have both my sons with me today. I have Nick and Vince with me today, and usually don't have them both. So, but here's the store we're gonna be heading into, and we'll do some more video inside and we'll show you what we find. It's actually a beautiful day so far today. Blue skies. I think that's a good sign we're gonna do okay today. Last time we were down here, we usually find like 3 or 4 items that get my money back quickly, so it puts me at the break even. And then after that, it's the sales just kind of trickle after that, but still is a great way to buy stuff by the pound. Here's the guys hard at work going over the stuff we found. Say hi, guys.
No.
So far, it's been pretty slim pickings. Going over, looking things up just to see if anything's worth anything. Got a pile of clothes I got to go through over here. Some shoes and a few random things, but so far, nothing too exciting yet.
Where they do them both at the same time. Just listen. Yeah, and then you'll hear somebody.
All right, here's what we got. So we got this bag of miscellaneous stuff here, games and I don't know, a bunch of mixed stuff there. We got electronics here, a bunch of random electronics in there. We got some shoes. I think we got what, 4 pairs maybe of shoes, and then the clothes, the 2 bags of clothes with some hats mixed in. So the total was 109 if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, it was rounded up to 110 for everything, so not too bad. Had to dig pretty hard for this stuff again, but I think it'll play out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that should be good. I think there's some good items in there.
Yeah, it was a decent trip. It was a slow mover today, but
Picked up at the end a little bit.
yeah, picked up a bit. That's the store we just came out of. So we'll have to get home and break everything down and see what we got. And yeah, so good day overall, I think. Okay, so yesterday we went to the Goodwill Bends, and we did actually try to dig for gold. We actually were looking for treasure. That's one thing I do enjoy about going to the Goodwill Bends, is you just never know what you're going to find down there. And there's just so much random stuff. It's just incredible. It's kind of sad too, because a lot of it is just going to go to trash or to the landfill, but we try to save what we can to repurpose, and that's what we did. We found a lot of random stuff like we always do, and I'll go over what we found, but I did want to let you know that I did spend, as you saw yesterday, $110, and I counted up, because we did keep a few things for ourselves, and a couple things already look like they may be a bust. But so far at this point, I've counted up 57 items that I believe are going to be sellable items, which leaves me with a buy cost of $1.92 each. And that's kind of what I broke it down to right there. And with that said, that's good, because, you know, some of this stuff, as I've always said on my videos when we go to the Goodwill Bins, a lot of the stuff I pick up down there, I'm trying to be open-minded. You know, I'm trying to look at some things that are decent quality, but I'm also just picking up things that I believe have some value to it that I can turn around and sell online. And it isn't stuff that I would normally seek out, you know, at the retail stores or anything like that necessarily. But sometimes I get lucky and I find some decent stuff. A lot of times it's just that average kind of bread and butter stuff. And then with the hard goods, you know, we look through mostly the electronics, and we try to find some stuff there, because I had as you saw, I had my boys with me, my oldest and my younger son, and they, they're more in tune with some of the electronics and technology stuff than I am probably. But between all three of us, we're trying to get our heads around and be open-minded to what we're finding and whether or not we have some value there that we can turn around and sell. So with that said, I'll go ahead and show you all the clothes we got. It was a good amount. Again, I think there's a few decent items in here in the clothes, and the electronics. I think we did pretty good there too on a few things. So let's start off. Excuse me. I've had a cold for about, I don't know, 12 days now, and I'm just to the very end of it, and it's just been really frustrating, and just all the congestion and all that stuff. But anyway, okay, let's start with the clothes. I found this, oddly enough, a brand new with tags, Peter Millar vest. Now it does have this logo for a company on it, but brand new, quilted, women. It looks like a women's, probably women's medium vest. I don't know what I'll be able to get for this yet. If there's anything that I think is, pretty good value, I'll put up a comp up here on the screen, and just to show you. Now that is going to be a comparable comp, what has sold. Obviously, I haven't listed any of this stuff yet, so it isn't my sales, but at least it gives me an idea of what I think I can sell it for based on what has sold in the past 90 days on eBay. So with this, we'll put, likely I'll have a pretty good comp on this. Even though it does have that patch, I still think, it's probably pretty reasonable to assume I can get $25 to $30 for this vest. All right, let me get this out of the way. Next up is just this youth jersey, like a soccer jersey, and it's the Messi. And it's youth, girls probably with the pink and black. I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be worth, but popular player, could have some value to it. Next up is an LL Bean full zip hoodie, women's likely, and nice condition. LL Bean stuff always sells for me, and I'm actually wearing the shirt. What do you know? But I do like LL Bean stuff. This looks like I'm going to have to wash. There's a couple little things. I have to look over everything closely, but I'll have to probably wash this one. And again, that's what you find at the bands. You never know. You have to look over things really close. Next up, I got this Champion SMU sweatshirt. And again, this one's going to need to be washed. There was a little bit of dirt on it and stuff. I hope I can get it out. But it's got a nice patch on the front. Looks like a smaller size, but the sports stuff always sells for me. All right, next up I got this Nike, really nice all over print, just do it all over print hoodie, and good condition. I don't know what it's worth, but Nike stuff is generally always really good for me. Probably like 18 bucks, something like that, 20 bucks. This is kind of cool. This is a Sonic Shadow. So it's Sonic branded like the cartoon, I guess. And it has the Shadow character, big print hoodie. And it's got not only on the hit on the front, but the big hit on the back. Really nice. Not sure what that'll go for yet. Next up, I've got this Champion Northern Colorado Bears, just a t-shirt. My daughter went to school there, but they have a pretty good program. Basketball program's been pretty good there, and even football, I think, did pretty well there. Next up, I've got this, I don't know what brand it is. It's just a Hanes tag, but it's an Alaskan IPA beer hoodie. And I seem to always sell the beer themed clothes. Now, again, I wouldn't really, seek this out in a store and purchase it unless it was really cheap. But at the, if this buy costs $1.97 or so, I could probably still get like around 20 bucks for that to the right buyer. All right, next up, I got this Ron John long sleeve shirt. It's got a really nice print on the back. I don't normally buy this brand either, but really good condition with that nice print. And I don't know. I'm not sure what I'll get for it. Probably around 15 bucks. Next up, I've got another university, kind of interesting, Transylvania University. These kind of obscure, or I shouldn't say obscure, but maybe like lesser known or maybe less popular universities. Stuff like this, actually, usually I do pretty well with selling stuff like this because, you know, maybe you uh, don't find it as often, or people can't get their hands on it. So we'll see about that one. Next up, I've got this pretty nice Columbia. It's the Omni Heat, nice winter jacket, hooded, and not nothing real special, but it is a really nice condition and it's a good size. I think it's well, it's just a large, men's large, but pretty good condition. All right, next got this another brand I don't really buy much often, but Tommy Hilfiger, and a nice, just lightweight, full zip, like I don't know, maybe just golf jacket or something. Got a nice little print on the hit on the front there with the brand, and I don't know, nice condition. And then got this brand new with tags, Hagar performance travel suit jacket. And again, I don't normally buy this. I found some pants last week at a different store, but this has the the tags on it and everything. And I don't know what it retails for, but when I was looking it up, it seems to be like around $30 to $40, and I may have to sit on it for a while. But you know, I mean, brand new with tags, I really just couldn't just pass up on it. I don't know, like I said, it may sit for a while. Next up, I got some Adidas, just the 3-stripe sweatpants. These always sell for me, and they seem to get around 20 bucks, 15 to 20 bucks, something like that. Men's medium, not bad. Then got these Patagonia shorts, got the little hit on the front. Actually, still has all the tags and stuff in it, and size medium. So probably pretty decent, probably like 20, 25 bucks on those. Set of bird dog shorts. There's there. And I'm not sure what size these are, but uh, seems like to me the bird dog shorts always sell for me like around 20 to 25, something like that. Next, I have these free fly shorts, and let's see, there's the tag on that. Big size. It's got a nice embroidery on the back for the logo. I don't know. Again, not sure. We'll be getting into spring season here pretty soon, so um, that should have no problem selling. Probably get again around 20 bucks for that. Next up, I got these Twillery, Twillery pants, like chino pants. Um, Nothing really fancy here, but I've sold Twillery before, and they seem to be decent. Probably around 20, 25, something like that. Next is some Jordan sweatpants. It's got the nice hit on the leg there. Good size, I think. I don't know. I haven't really sold Jordan stuff much, but we'll see what we can get there. And then these, I'm not at all familiar with this brand, Rebel Minds. I think it's seemed kind of like a lower end brand, jean, but there's this brand new with tags, as you can see. That's a stacked fit. It has an interesting zipper leg opening right here. It is slim fit, so I don't know. But being brand new with tags and looking up this brand, not sure, but it seemed like about 25 bucks, maybe 30 because they're new. I don't know. I guess we'll find out on that too. Then picked up this Detroit Red Wings hat. This is branded with, I think it's New Era, or it's a 47 brand. Just a palm hat. Got this Abercrombie hat with a nice, with a nice logo on the front there. Nothing great, but got this NBA. What is this? This is a New Era 950 Phoenix Suns, I believe, logo on that. And then this hat is a new with tags, Blowfish Designs. Just a, I don't know, just kind of just a foam mountain. I think it's called the Mountain or something like that with that logo. And being new with tags, I thought I'd take a chance. That doesn't weigh hardly anything. So, if I can get $15 for it, that'd be pretty good. All right, for the electronics, again, a lot of strange stuff. You just never know what you're going to find here. First up, got this Samsung, and it's a like a surround sound controller or amplifier. And I've sold these before, and they sell really fast. At least the model I had, the ones I've had in the past. And I usually have sold them just untested because I don't have the speaker wires or the speakers to really test it with that plug like that. So I usually just sell them untested. And as long as they power up and stuff, they're usually fine. I do have free returns, so if they don't work, I'll just take the return on it. But this actually sells for somewhere around $30-ish. If there's any good comps, I'll put it up on screen. And then next, I got this Amazon Echo, and it's I think it's called the Echo Show, if I'm not mistaken. And it needs to be cleaned up, obviously, but actually it had well over 100%, maybe it was even a 200% sell through on it. Really good, and anywhere from $30 to $60 depending on the model. I think this is the Show 8, but I need to look up the numbers. And if it is the 8, I think I could get around $50, $60, something like that. Put a comp up if it's any good. Next up, got this Verizon. I'm not really sure what this is. It's a Verizon, just some sort of communication box, maybe like a hotspot or something. I'm not really sure. My son grabbed it, but he looked up everything too to try to help me out, and it looks as though there was value in it. This is an interesting one he found too. It's an Oregon Trail handheld video game, and I have no idea, but it turns on, it seems to work, and it had over 100% sell through. I was shocked on it, and it's like $25, $30, something like that. Just this camera, like something like that, which is pretty crazy. I don't know if it's some kind of vintage game or something. Let's see. Next, I got this calculator. I normally don't buy these, but this is the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus, and it actually had a good sell through on it. I think it was over 100%, if I'm not mistaken, and it was around $15 to $20 for that, if I'm not mistaken. Then we got a pair of these Infinity speakers, and they're a little banged up a little bit, but they do have the wall mounts on the back, if you could even see that, like that maybe. And these actually had a little bit of value too, so we'll see on that. Then we got a Microsoft mouse. Usually we buy these Microsoft mice. This one's wired. It's nothing special, but a lot of people just like the Microsoft products like that, and they do seem to sell. Okay, next up we have a Apple TV with the remote for that. And these, in the past, if you get the newer models, they seem to sell for me pretty quick. I don't know if this is a newer one or not, but my son was looking it over, and I think with the remote, I think it's going to be pretty good on that one. Next, have a Logitech mouse. This is, I don't remember what model it is. I don't have my glasses on either, but these are like a $15 mouse, if I'm not mistaken. Next up, I got this Casio watch, which is kind of interesting, and it seemed to have some pretty good value and a good sell through on it. I just grabbed it. I found it at the bottom of a bin, just digging through stuff, and it does work, obviously. And I don't know. I think it could be pretty good. All right. Then I found this calculator. This is a, what's it called? Nino's? Oh no, I don't know. Sonin? I don't know. Maybe I was looking at it upside down, I guess. Um, Sonin maybe is how you pronounce it. And it looks really kind of cheapy, but looking at that, it had a good sell through and a good it had a good amount of value. I think around $20 for that, something like that. All right, and then this is a Sony, some sort of charger for, I think it's like controllers, like Sony PlayStation controllers or something. Yeah, PlayStation. And I think it's really dirty, but I think hopefully it works. And it had a decent amount of value too for it. I think it's missing the cord though. Hopefully I have a cord for that. All right, and then last on the electronics was this HP laptop. Looks like if we can't get it, if we can't test it, we'll probably just sell it for parts. But it has some decent value to it, and people were buying and using just the parts on it. So my son was pretty convinced it was worth picking up, and it didn't weigh too much, probably like 3 pounds. So probably cost like $3 or something like that. So hopefully it's going to turn out okay on that one. Then just for some random stuff too, we got this brand new Star Wars puzzle, sealed. It has a little bit of value. This Bop It game. And just the other day I picked up the Bop It Extreme, and I was surprised to see that it's worth like $35. So this one actually works, and I don't know. I've sold them before. And then got this little, it's a Remo practice drum pad for playing the drums. These are not worth a lot of money, but I was seeing it had a decent sell through. It may move a little slow. Last time I had one of these, it actually sold within like a week. So I don't know, we'll see, but maybe like $15 on that. Then we got a Ray-Ban, just a Ray-Ban case, no glasses, but colored case, maybe like $10. An Oakley case. I've sold these before for $8 to $10. This one actually is a Flyboy glasses, and it did have the glasses in them, and they're in really pretty good shape. Matter of fact, I was kind of surprised. It came with the original paperwork in there, and then the cleaning cloth and the glasses. I'll have to look up this particular model, but when we were there, I was looking into this, and it looked as though it was probably around $30, something like that. All right, then got this Von Miller Funko Pop, and hopefully you can see that. I think it looks to be new, sealed. We'll have to check it out, but probably some decent value on that. Got this Left Hand Brewery glass. Stuff from Left Hand can be, kind of a niche market, pretty popular. They're a local brewery in Colorado. Picked up this Barbie doll car. It's still new, obviously, and in the box had a little bit of value, I think. Decent sell through, and I think around $20, if I'm not mistaken, 25, something like that, realistically. Then you got this Under Armour hand warmer for like playing football or baseball or whatever sports. Those seem to sell pretty good. Another pair of glasses. These are port starboard caddis model. I have no idea, but we started looking at them, and again, surprisingly worth something. Now, a lot of times with the glasses, when I get them, especially at the bins, are usually pretty scratched up. So I just make sure I sell them for frames only, and that way, when somebody's buying them, they'll know, they can get new lenses put in them or whatever. Also, next up, we got this Roomba robot filters, or no, yeah, these are replacement filter kit, and the box is kind of beat up, but it's still sealed, and surprisingly had some decent value on that too. Next, we got this Eddie Bauer binoculars. Not worth a lot, but probably 15 bucks on those. Another pair of binoculars. These are the Bushnell, and they do have the waist pack for them. And again, not a lot of value, but probably around the $15 to $20 range. And a lot of this stuff, it doesn't weigh anything, so it's really, really is pretty easy pickup and turnaround. If I can get $15, $20 for it. And then just a flask, a Jack Daniels, or Jim Beam, I'm sorry, excuse me, black, just a aluminum or stainless steel flask. This is a Very Grip finger exerciser, I believe, for like guitar players, musicians, to get that tension on their fingers or get strength in their fingers. And then this is actually, it was a Ray-Ban, and the glasses were in them, and the case is just destroyed, but the glasses are the Aviator gold rim. I've sold these before, and actually these can be pretty valuable. This is a little beat up, so I'm going to have to just take what I can get for it, but maybe able to get like 25 bucks or something for it. All right, next up is just a few pairs of shoes that we picked up. Got these Asics, I believe they're Asics. These are the Matte Flex wrestling shoes, and pretty good condition, not bad. I think those are around 25, 30 bucks. Got these Keen steel toe like work shoes, and I don't know what these are worth. They're in pretty good condition. We'll have to just clean them up a little bit and see what we can get for those. And then a pair of Hokas, and these are the Clifton, I think, Clifton 7s, and again, pretty good shape on these. The one thing I look at when I look at Hokas is the soles, and you really want to make sure they're not worn down. If they're clean like this, where you can actually still see some of the print on the molding, then they're not too worn. And also look for that heel wear. Now these do have, this does have some heel rub right here on the inside right here, on both of them actually, so that will hurt the value for sure. But otherwise, probably, people like to buy these even just to wear around the house as kind of a beater pair. They'll buy them still for 25, 30 bucks. So that's probably where I'll be targeting on those. All right, well, I believe that's everything I got. Again, it was a pretty successful trip. I think I kind of anticipate, being I have 57 items. If I can even just think if I can average $10 an item, which I know some will be, some will be much more than that, some will be much less than that, or a little less than that. That's $500, $570. So, I still believe I'll be hitting that $500 mark, no problem. it just may take a while to sell all this stuff. You know, that's usually what happens. I usually will get, as I said earlier in the video, I usually will get like 3 or 4 that will sell quickly for a good amount, and that will all, you know, pretty much hit my buy cost, and then the rest will just be, you know, profit. So if I can hit that break even quickly, then the rest just trickles as I'm going. I'm still trying to list all the stuff I got from the last Ben's haul. I still have quite a bit of stuff that I haven't even gotten to yet. So I'm already in the profit on the last haul, which was about 3 weeks ago, I believe. I'm already in the profit on that by a ways. So I still have a bunch to list there, and now we have all this stuff. So I'll be going after it pretty good this week, the rest of the week, and then next week to get all this stuff, start getting it, you know, cleaned, ready, tested, and listed, and then we'll see if we can get some sales turning around on this quickly, hopefully. And yeah, that's it for. So I do appreciate you sticking with me. If I'd like to know if you find any of this stuff in your areas in the Bends. That's our experience. What we see, we just kind of take what we can find that we think is undervalued or has some value for, you know, for what we can get it for, you know, $1.99 a pound, and then we'll try to turn it around. So if you are finding the same kind of stuff, I'd be interested to see that. As you can tell, I'm an everything seller, so I find anything and everything that I believe is valuable. I obviously I kind of stay within my lanes of where I seem to be knowledgeable or somewhat knowledgeable. I learn new things every day, so that does help. And that's one thing I really enjoy about reselling is constant stimulation of the brain, just constantly learning and constantly growing in this business. And I can constantly scale if I want to. It's a great place to be. And I'm retired, so you know, I can't really beat that. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Appreciate it. It's a long video, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great day.